Hello, everyone, and welcome to another of our wonderful AppSmash Festival sessions. I'm joined by David and Lisa from the Book Creator side here today. And yeah, super excited to get started in just a moment. But so fantastic to see so many of you already joining in the chat there, and a few familiar names as well, which is fantastic to see. And lots of you who have been on other sessions as well. So thank you so much for tuning in and joining. We've got Marit there from Finland. So lovely to see you there. Anas there from Morocco. Hi, Anas. Hi, Michelle there from New York. Liljana there from Croatia. I always love everyone sharing whereabouts in the world they're from as well.
It is fun.
It is fantastic to see, yeah. Even us guys, we're covering some ground as well.
I love it. Yeah, exactly. I'm seeing some Book Creator ambassadors in that group too. I love it.
Yeah, I was going to say, any shout outs from you guys?
Yeah, Anis is in there. I see Anis, Stella, fantastic. Love to see y'all here. Gosh, so many folks tuning in from around the world. Love the Texas folks represent. Awesome.
Yeah, Renee
Lisa,
there.
you're in Florida.
Yeah, just saying about the hurricane. We were actually just speaking about that now. So I hope everyone's safe over there, Renee.
Jennifer, hi.
Jennifer, a fellow Virginian. Yay.
Yeah, right? That's great.
Yeah, awesome to see so many familiar faces. And yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. Just before we do get started, just to let you guys know, if for whatever reason you need to leave us, that's absolutely fine. You can catch up with the session straight after. We want you to stay, of course, but all of the resources, all of the links that we'll be sharing out for the duration of this session, you'll be able to catch up on. So we'll share a link at the end, and I'll tell you more about that later, but all of the resources, the recording, you'll be able to catch up on then as well. So we're going to dive in. This is, one of my favorite AppSmashes, so I'm excited to get started. But yeah, should we do intros over here and then we'll jump in. But yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, my name is Amy. I work on community team here at Wakelet, and it's my job to make sure that everyone is getting the most out of the platform. But I also get to run activities like this event that we're doing here, and I get to jump on and chat to all you lovely people. So if ever you have any questions about our community program, about the activities we're doing, or want to get involved, which we'd love you to, please feel free to reach out to me. And awesome. We'll go round. David, over to you.
All right, I'll go. Yeah, hi, my name is David Hotler. I am the community manager at Book Creator. I've been with Book Creator almost 2 years now, and prior to that, I spent 15 years in education, working in Hampton, Virginia. I see all my Virginia peeps over here. I'm from Ohio, so if you're from Ohio and you're in the chat, shout it out. And then in about 2016, moved over to Europe, where I live now in Madrid, Spain, and taught at the American School Madrid. So got a couple years in education, and now I work community alongside Amy. She's sort of like the friendly colleague. I do what Amy does, but a Book Creator. So yeah, there you go.
And I am Lisa Link. I am an instructional technology coach in Newport News, Virginia. So hello to everybody. And hey, Karen, I see your comment. Again, I am an instructional technology coach working at the elementary level, but I specialize in multilingual learners, our ESL population, and especially our newcomers who are brand new to our country with no English skills whatsoever, and work with them quite a bit. So just excited and very happy to be here.
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome to have you here, Lisa, because your depth of knowledge when it comes to working with students who don't speak the language of instruction is phenomenal. And we'll dig into that here in just a minute. But Amy, is there anything else that you want to say before we run off?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I'm going to jump in just for those. I'm seeing lots of familiar names in the chat. But for anyone who is watching and isn't familiar with Wakelet, I'm just going to give a quick overview before we jump into all of the exciting things that I know Lisa has to share. But yes, just a quick overview of Wakelet. And of course, if you have any questions, I'll be in the chat as well. So please feel free to reach out. But for those of you who may be new to Wakelet, Just wanted to give a little bit of an overview as to who we are. So Wakelet is essentially a content curation platform that allows you to share your learning resources. So you can share those with your students, with your teachers. It's super easy to combine lots of different media in one place, really visual, and you can share that out really easily. You can also collaborate on Wakelet as well. And of course, we're all about improving student outcomes as well. And the reason we're able to do an event like this is because we work hand in hand with a lot of your favorite tools, including Book Creator and many more as well. So it's a way to streamline your workflow, but also provide lots of different engaging content for your students as well. So you'll see a few that we've highlighted in the AppSmash Festival and more, of course, as well. But yeah, the reason in which we do that is to allow you to create memorable moments of learning for your students. We know that students learn in lots of different ways, and they take in information in different ways. So being able to provide content with video, with audio, with visuals, with books, with articles, you're able to combine that and enhance your curriculum delivery there as well. A massive part of Wakelet is the opportunity to collaborate as well. So collaboration between students, but also your teachers. If you're working together with other teachers to combine all of your resources, create a kind of resource hub that you can share out between departments and between classes, it's super easy for you to be able to do that. And a massive part of what we do as well is digital portfolios. So we want to give students the opportunity to be able to show and demonstrate what they've learned, and build something that can develop with them as they go throughout their school career as well. So we allow students to create digital portfolios in that. And again, just to highlight just a few of the things that we've done recently. If you were around in the summer, we have our Community Week, which is a massive event that we do, highlighting lots of different ways in which you can use Wakelet, but of course with other tools as well. So that's that happens in the summer, so you can catch up on that. But we also had our Wakelet Live, which we released a few new features which are going to help you achieve those outcomes that I just mentioned. So we have the new workspaces, so it's an interactive and safe environment in which you can collaborate with your students, but also work with them to build activities and set them activities. It creates that back and forth with them as well, empower their student voice, and again, help them in building their student portfolios. And a big one is the templates as well. I'm going to touch a bit more on this a little bit later with the templates, because I know Book Creator do fantastic templates as well. But it's a really great way in which to get started. If you are new to Wakelet, we have so many different resources that you can just grab and go and get started. We've got our Explore page, which have loads of different collections that have been curated by educators that are already using the platform, so you can explore those on there, or even find information that you can add to your own collections. But yeah, templates is a big one that we've been working to expand and build more on as well. But I appreciate I've just run a load of information in a very short amount of time. So if you want to learn a little bit more about those bits that I've just shared, of course, the link to this will be in the resources we share, but you can also dive into that collection that we've linked out on there as well, and you can check it out there. But yeah, that is Wakelet in a very quick nutshell for those of you who may be new to the platform. But yeah, what we're here today is to talk around how you can use Wakelet alongside Book Creator as well. So I think you guys have some cool things that you want to share. So I'm going to hand over to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Amy, for having us, first of all. I'm going to kick things off with talking about just the technical side of bringing these two awesome apps together. And then Lisa's going to take us home with her resources and her experiences using EdTech tools to support her learners. So first of all, if you're new to Book Creator, you are looking at our editor screen right here. It's very simple to use, high contrast buttons designed with UDL in mind. So we are the most inclusive, simplest way for students to create content in the classroom. So their ideas down on digital paper, which we know is just absolutely profound when we're talking about assessment and learning. Now, when you want to bring these two things together, I've included these pages in this book. They're also in the Wakelet that we have to share. So you're going to get all these. I'm just going to run through the quick tips. Because you can put a Wakelet into a book, and because you can put a book into a Wakelet, there's a few things you want to consider when doing that. So first of all, if you want to put a book inside of a Wakelet, all you need to do is grab that published book link. And it's super easy to grab our published book link. As long as we have published and shared the book online, we can just click on this button right here, that glow button, and grab that copied link. And when we paste it into our Wakelet, it just magically works. Once it's there, I recommend two things. One, that you set your layout settings to either media or compact. That allows you to interact with the book a little better. And two, single page view. So you can do that in the settings of the book right from the embed screen here. So you can toggle off side-by-side pages. Two little tips for you. Three tips. 3 tips if you want to bring a Wakelet into a book. So first of all, I recommend choosing one of the first 2 layouts when you go to share your Wakelet. And then down at the bottom, I prefer dark theme, and you have to copy that embed code. So this is an example of an embedded Wakelet right in our book. And when I click on it, I'll show you why I prefer the dark mode. It's because the rest of the screen kind of gets dark and it looks much better in that dark mode. And I believe those layouts work a little bit better because you're dealing with a window inside of a window. So you're starting to see here the functionality. You can open up and access a Wakelet directly from it within a book, and from within a Wakelet, you can open up and access the book that you've made, right? So this is the book that I'm sharing with you. All right, so that's about my piece. All of that information is in the book. Just a couple of little tips for success, for smashing success for you, but I don't want to waste any more time. I want to get you to Lisa and her presentation about supporting our newcomers.
Okay, well, thank you. So I work with newcomers, and what newcomers are students that have been in the country for less than a year, have extremely limited language skills in our language, which we're here in the United States, so it would be English, and they have trouble understanding even the most basic of instructions. And so when we think about our newcomers, we think about the challenges that they come with. They come with some trauma and stress. Our students are coming from all over the world. We don't know what they've been through to get to us. We have refugees coming in. We have students from war-torn countries. We have students who have seen a lot in their short lifetime, and that causes a lot of stress for them and their families. So we always want to keep that in mind. They have academic challenges, of course, because of that language barrier. Some of our students coming in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade have never been to school before, and so we need to catch them up. A cultural adjustment. We know that all of our cultures all around the world are totally different from each other. So what I know as what is right and wrong and what is acceptable and not acceptable may be totally different in a different country. So I've got to learn that cultural in order to adjust. Social integration, the same thing. How do I make friends in this new culture when I can't speak to anybody? And how do I build those bonds with my peers? And then just navigating a new school, navigating the educational system, which may be much different than what I'm used to. So we have all these challenges that we deal with. So we're trying to find ways to make our instruction accessible for our newcomers, something that they can be successful with, and just build all that confidence that they need. So our top 3 strategies for today. I want to show you a student-facing lesson that I built in Wakelet, and then we'll talk about a couple of other things as well. So this is a lesson that was built in Wakelet. And what I've done is I've put in, all of the objectives and learning targets and things like that we always put in our lesson plans. But I also wanted to build in some resources for my students. So we were doing a unit on animal habitats. They needed to find an animal to research. So we talked about what are habitats and build all that background knowledge, because they may come without the background knowledge. And so we need to build that up for them, because we've all had different experiences in our growing up. And so we're building that background. So we fill out a graphic organizer with what we've learned. And we also encourage them to choose an animal. It can be any animal that they want. We have a site called Pebble Go, which is great for research. for our students, and we encourage them to go on there. We love it for our newcomers in ESL because it can read everything to them. It has videos, so they could hear everything and see everything. And they'll just fill out a simple graphic organizer for us. And then we'll go on, and we gave them some sentence frames so they can talk and communicate with each other, share out what they're learning about. And then we're going to do a project where we're going to incorporate some technology. They build a paper tube animal. And under this paper tube animal, we have something called Ozobots, and we put them underneath, and they fit right in the tube. And then they draw out their animal's habitat, and they need to include different things about their animal that they've learned. Their animal goes right on top. We code for the Ozobot, and it looks like their animal is going around the habitat, stopping to get water, stopping to get food and shelter and rest. So it's a really cool project that kids really like.
Oh, I really love that.
Yeah. And then we have them create a book creator book. So I have two examples here. This was just one that I do up as an example to show my students. I've got one in English and one in Spanish. And what we did was I built it in English in Book Creator. And then we were able to use the translate the book feature that Book Creator has, which is awesome because it'll translate the whole book at one time. And we're able to go in and put it in a different language. And that way families can read what students have created. And it's a really great tool to use. So we just have them make a little book about what they've learned. What is it? Where does it live? And inside the book, you'll see the little links for Wakelet. And what I've done is we have put in some more research and more information. So while they're building their book, if they forget or they want to include some more information, they can click on that link and it'll take them to a Wakelet. And mine is obviously about elephants because that's what my book was about. And I can watch some more videos and gain some more information, or my reader or my family at home can also go in and see more information. So it's a great way to incorporate Wakelet into my book that takes my readers to another level.
Yeah, I love that. And I noticed too sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. In your Wakelet student-facing lesson, you had that piece where you're providing them with those sentence frames to make it easier to talk about their learning. And I remember because we've done a webinar recently about supporting newcomers, and that was one of your major strategies of just giving them these sentence frames for every little part of the school day and their life, and now even about their learning, so that they can participate in those conversations. Everyone feels like they're a part of the conversation. I really love that. I love that we did that. So I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's a great point to really highlight because it really helps students a lot. Because when you're struggling to know what words to say, it's helpful to have a little help. So we always put sentence frames in almost everything that we do.
I love that.
So our second strategy, curated lateral research collections. So this is a collection that was created, and again, we're in the elephant book. And again, this Wakelet that's in here, that's embedded in here, is just to help with those students to pull out and get some more information or share more information that maybe they don't have room to share on the page. So that kind of got merged in there with that first point there. But also, yeah, go ahead, David. Would you want to say something?
Well, no, I accidentally threw you off there because the student-facing lesson had the curated research inside of it. So you'd already showed it. I apologize.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. So our last point, embedding Wakelet calming zone. So I created a book in Book Creator. And what I did was I wanted to have a book for my littles and for my newcomer. I work a lot with younger children, but you could definitely adopt this for older students as well. And this is just a book that could be used whole class, that the teacher could use as a lesson on feelings and emotions, or it could be an independent activity that students do. Let's say I'm having a bad day, I'm feeling really angry. I can go open up this book and I can watch a video. I can do some calm down strategies. And so that's what this purpose of this book is. It could be a lesson the teacher teaches, or it could be something the students use. And embedded in this book, again, are some wakelets I found a couple of great wakelets to put in there that I did not create, but because of the incredible wakelet community, I was able to grab some great resources. And this particular wakelet has just a ton of great resources for kids on their emotions, on how do I calm down, how self-regulation, just all kinds of great stuff. And this also kind of keeps my kids in Book Creator instead of going to different tab after tab after tab after tab. So it makes navigation really easy, which is another great feature.
I love that. Yeah, that's fantastic. I like the calming zone and just having this sort of an easy way to pack a ton of information curated by you, the teacher, in your wakelet collection, pack it all into a tiny little space within the book, because like you're saying, you might not need that in this moment. That might be something you pull up in a different moment. And so it would be silly to take up all that space on the page, curating all those things out within Book Creator when you can just throw them in one collection and slam them in, which is, really what we're seeing on both sides of that. I love that. And then when you showed this lesson, the student facing lesson, being able to have the book right inside in multiple languages, I can imagine also being very helpful for students, but just having everything in one place within the wakelet and being able to view and visit the books right from that wakelet just keeps things so much more in place and organized for our students, as we know, which is incredibly important. When everything else is going on around you that's crazy, you need things to be curated and organized and put together. Lisa, we have like 5 minutes. And I know Amy's going to jump back in here in a second. She's got some stuff she wants to say. Is there anything else that you want to share just around supporting newcomers and using tech to support them? I know that this is only 3 strategies, but we've had like multiple hour conversations about this.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think just the more scaffolds that you can provide for your students, the more supports to not do the work for them, but help them be successful. It's all about confidence building with our newcomers, giving them the tools to be successful. And I think that using these 2 apps together is a great way to do that. I think it provides, like we said, that ease of navigation, that organization. They have so much chaos in their life as it is. They don't need one more thing. They don't need to go to school and feel like I can't do this because I don't know where to go to access that material. I don't know how to research an animal. I don't know where do I go? What do I do? I think providing that stability for them and keeping everything nice and compact and easy to navigate, I think that's great for those students.
Yeah. And so I'm seeing a few questions in the chat. I want to make sure I answer those. Someone asks if there's a way to access a resource without the students needing to log in. And then Karen, thank you so much, answered that. Yes, that is the correct answer. You can publish your work online, like I showed you there at the beginning, and then grab that link and share it right with students, so they won't even need an account to log in. However, Book Creator is free for your students, so you should know that. Wow, that's a fantastic question. So oftentimes we see engagement increase with students when there's multimodal instruction and multimodal inputs. So when the students have the ability to use their camera, write with a pen, add text, record their voice, they can interact with their learning in the way they feel most comfortable. In addition to that, the teacher has access to these same tools and can create that engagement and that interaction, because the teacher can record their voice, translate that voice, record text, do the same thing, pull in transcriptions, and suddenly turn what was just a flat PDF into an incredibly interactive workbook that's filled with all the instructions and things that we need to support the differentiation that's required in our classrooms. To wrap up, because I know we have like seconds left, I put some additional pages in the book that you'll see here. And the one that I want to point out is our newcomer vocabulary notebook. So this one is fantastic for really any learners, that are new to your classroom, but it's specifically those learners, again, that are lacking those language skills of the taught language. And so this vocabulary notebook just has some pre-made pages about desks, chairs, erasers, things that you're going to find in the classroom, things that you're going to find in the school, words that you're going to hear the teacher saying, so that these basic words are showing up in their vocabulary and they're seeing them. And these templates are designed for you to remix or to make a copy of the book and put it into one of your libraries and then edit it to meet the needs of your students. So I've included a couple of other resources there. If you just want to interested in teaching your first lesson, we've got a ton of resources for introducing it to any grade level, as well as an introduction to join our community. There's so many ambassadors here today in the chat. They're answering questions to folks. We have so many ambassadors. They're Wakelet and Book Creator ambassadors. So the community is definitely the place to be. There's tons of free swag and just tons of fun. And then, of course, if you want to connect with us online, I incorporated all of those resources for you too. All right, Amy, I think you're going to sweep me off if I don't stop.
No, honestly, no, all good stuff. Because yes, I echo that. Yeah, the Book Creator and Wakelet communities are fantastic. And I love seeing all the familiar names in the chat. And there is crossover. And I know why, because honestly, the chat, Lisa, everything you were sharing there, everyone's so impressed that, is it Ozobots or Ozobots? Those.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
Yeah,
so
people
cute.
were loving them, and I loved in that lesson that you had so many different ways in which they could interact, and then of course, actually dive in and then start using the hands and playing with things as well. So no, it's fantastic to see, and yeah, super impressed by the translate as well, which of course is so important for newcomers when they're learning a new language. So yeah, thank you for jumping on those questions, David, because I saw a few coming through because, yeah, just people wanting to know more, which is fantastic to see. So thank you both so much for sharing everything. And like David showed, the two tools, Wakelet and Book Creator, do look great on both platforms as well, seamlessly integrate into each other. So yeah, thank you for sharing those top tips. I didn't know about the dark mode. That is one to know. So that's a good one to remember.
I'm always in there playing around, and then, yeah. Just a suggestion.
Fantastic. No, I love the suggestion. And yeah, loving all the comments coming through. Yeah, I know we're going to wrap it up soon. I just wanted to highlight two, and you guys can jump in and have a little look through those in your own time, because we'll share those as well. But I was inspired by Lisa's idea as well, and we put together a student activity that you can kind of grab and go with. So if you're looking for some templates, which, as we know, Wakelet and Book Creator both have tons of great templates to get started. But this is just an idea of how you can use that kind of creativity, but also have them working as collaboratively on a student activity as well. So using Wakelet to curate their research, highlight not only what they found, but also why they found it and why they found that useful, and then putting together a storybook. And I actually found, Lisa, one of your Book Creator templates there, your Earth rock layers. So I popped that in there because I thought that was
popular
great.
Template. It's a popular template.
Yeah, I really love that, because they can pick their own topic based on what they're learning, of course, or you can give them a topic. But I thought that was a really nice way to highlight in Book Creator the different layouts that they can use. So this is something that of course Lisa, you've created, but they can adapt that to showcase their own learning and understanding as well. But it just gives them something to start with, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, I love all the layouts on that, and the kind of the way you can annotate and things like that and make it really interactive. So yeah, great thing about Wakelet is if you are using any of the templates or you find an idea, you can just make a copy, click that make a copy button at the top, and you'll be able to jump into that. And then the last one, we actually highlighted this last year, but I wanted to bring it up again because it's really cool. And it was actually created by Lydia Krupe, who is one of our annual Book Creators ambassadors. And she created this collection, which is a storyteller. She was kind enough to let us kind of reboot it with the AppSmash festival, but it's kind of a work-along storyteller collection in which you can roll a dice, so you can have it up on the board, or they can have it and work through it independently. And using the column layout in Wakelet, you've got instructions, and then you've she's broken it into different categories. So you roll a dice and it picks your protagonist, it picks your settings, it picks different characters, and just kind of gives you some things to work from, because we all know that when you're kind of starting to come up with ideas and kind of writing a story or something like that, you know, sometimes you just need a little bit of help along the way, and just to you know, something to work from, and even the genre there as well. And of course, that gives you then what you need to do to start telling your story in, of course, Book Creator. So we did highlight that one last year, but I wanted to bring it up just because I really love that template, and yeah, just wanted to showcase that one. But yeah, all of the collections and the Book Creator ideas that we've shared are in the resources that you can grab. If I'm just going to grab the certificate link and pop it in the chat there. But yeah, appreciate we've gone through loads of ideas there. So please make sure you fill out this link, and you'll be able to access all of the ideas that were shared throughout the session in there as well. But yeah, anything you guys wanted to add before we sort of wrap things up?
I just want to, you know, shout out to Jennifer. She asked me if I would be at Visti. Yes, I will be at Visti. I will actually be presenting on newcomers and Book Creator. So yeah, love to see you there.
Awesome. And I just want to just say thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to come to the AppSmash Fest, and a big thank you to Lisa for coming on and putting all of the lift under our wings. You're just incredible. Thank you so much.
Aw, thank you.
No, big thank you to you both. Like I said, we couldn't do it, the events like this without you guys' support and helping us out, and you know, encouraging the power of AppSmash. So thank you so much for getting involved, as always. And for everyone who's tuning in, thank you all so much for taking the time to yeah, join us. If you if you complete that form, like I said, we'll send you all the resources, and we'll also enter you into a prize draw as well to get some goodies that we'll send over to you as well. So enter that form and it will enter you into a prize draw. Now, yeah, we're going to jump off because we do have another session in about 25 minutes. So you've got time to grab a cup of tea, sit back, relax for a bit, and then we'll be back on shortly with Tisha and Casey, who will be talking about Lumio as well. So yeah, another great session coming up very soon. But for now, thank you all so much for joining us, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.